Hello everyone, I'm Dania Azzahra from School of Business Management, Institute Teknologi Bandung, Indonesia. On this occasion, I will present my research entitled Evaluation of the Effectiveness of Social Media Instagram, a case study in Ringkai, Indonesia. Okay. Before I start my presentation, I will let you know that the presentation flow is divided into 5 sections, namely introduction, literature review, methodology, result and analysis, and also conclusion and the business implication. Okay, for the research background, in Indonesia there are 3 problems, namely 97% of children under the age of 5 don't consume enough fruits and vegetables. Consumption of vegetables and their processed product is still low in the population, and also problem of students' bad eating habits must be addressed in order to avoid many types of disease risk. Seeing this problem, Ringkai saw an opportunity there and established Ringkai, and supported by research, 66% of Indonesians believe the healthier snack will be available in the future. And aside from that, Indonesia culinary business is an exotic industry that makes a significant contribution to GDP. However, Ringkai must activate its marketing channels, particularly on the Instagram platform, in order to reach the target market and make this brand known to the general public. And now, Instagram content Ringkai has undergone a number of transformations as a result of experimenting with numerous concepts. For example, Instagram content graphic design has changed to be market-friendly, with the main language changed to Indonesian and the target audience positioned as young moms. The content topics that have been posted by Ringkai are product knowledge, such as fun fact about the products, ingredients, or processes, and the second one is interactive content, such as quotes, quiz, and mini games. Okay. Therefore, to develop a content strategy for Instagram, researchers need to conduct this research by assessing and evaluating the current condition of Instagram performance. Okay. For the company profile, Ringkai Indonesia was established in 2021, which was founded by 3 majoring students in entrepreneurship at SBMITB, who came up with the idea to produce healthy snack for kids. This business scope is in the snack food industry, especially healthy snack for kids. Our masterpiece is dehydrated fruit, namely Ringkai fruit, that comes in 3 flavors, namely banana, dragon fruit, and also pineapple, and all of which are excellent in nutrients, have no MSG, preservative, or food coloring, and are not fried. Okay. In writing this research, the researcher used the Use and Gratification Theory to determine the research variable. This theory explains how someone can engage with social media content because of the gratification that users get based on what they see. This researcher used 4 content types from previous research related to Use and Gratification Theory, and the author used 5 literature studies as the foundation. The first one is informational content. It's a social media content that provides information related to brand or product for a group of audience. Informational content usually provides useful and helpful information for audience, such as product description, product price, product launch, or other information needed by the audience. Customers seek out of information content in social media because it can provide an instant gratification for audience that motivate to find specific information. Okay. The second one is entertainment content, refers to the content that could make the audience enjoy and feel the pleasure of joy. This content usually gives the impression of content that is exciting, fun, or even provide a humor that can attract the attention of the audience directly. Basically, the audience has their own desire for gratification, which they seek for pleasure. Using entertainment content, the audience can fulfill the gratification that needed and desired according to the character of the audience. Okay. The third is remunerative content. Remunerative content is a type of content in social media that has the characteristic of providing financial, incentive, or reward benefits for its audience. Content like this is usually in the form of discount, coupon, contest, giveaway, or other things that can provide economic benefits. Remunerative content could make customers engage in social media because it can fulfill the economic benefits they are looking for or their personal desire to profitable benefits. Okay, the next is relational content. Relational content refers to the content that provides an emotional connection between the content and the audience. Relational content contains such as daily reminder, training issue, tips and trick sharing, or content that asks audience opinion and on certain topics. Relational content usually makes customer engaged because they feel a sense of belonging and reduce the barrier between content and the audience itself. Okay, and the lastly is social media engagement behavior. Social media is an important channel to increase engagement between customer and the brand. Users on social media can engage in content through their contribution, comment, or likes given. Even so, engagement in social media is influenced by the interest of the audience to participate in certain posts. Engagement itself is an audience involvement through created interaction. In this era, social media engagement becomes our influential factor for a brand to establish a meaningful relationship from overall brand equity. Therefore, in this research, the researcher wants to know especially the type of content created on social media, which can affect social media engagement, especially for the Ringkai brand audience. Next is hypothesis development. In this research, there are 4 hypotheses, namely, Hypothesis 1, informational content has a positive and significant influence on social media engagement behavior. Hypothesis 2, entertainment content has a positive and significant influence on social media engagement behavior. Hypothesis 3, remunerative content has a positive and significant influence on social media engagement behavior. And the last is Hypothesis 4, relational content has a positive and significant influence on social media engagement behavior. The next is methodology section. The study used a quantitative research approach which conduct an online questionnaire with 236 respondents using non-probability sampling, purposive or judgmental sampling to mothers who have children starting from 4 years old as potential target market, live in Java Island in Indonesia, and have an Instagram account. For the data analysis, the author used a validity and reliability test, then a classical assumption test which contain normality, multicollinearity, heteroscedasticity, and autocorrelation test. Then process using multiple linear regression, and the last is a hypothesis test which contain a partial hypothesis test and a simultaneous hypothesis test. The next is the respondent demographic profile and the questionnaire result. The result is that the majority of respondents live in Jabodetabek, Indonesia, which is 39.2%, and 70.9% are in the majority of respondents and at the age range of 25 to 34 years, and their occupation is 48.1% are housewife. And the researchers also found findings in the customer preference section, namely, they usually know or find account related to snack brand from influencer. Respondents are most active on weekends and at night time. There are still many who don't know and haven't seen Ringkai Instagram account, but on average, they give a score of 7 to 8 for Instagram Ringkai content, which means it's a pretty good score. From this data, we can later formulate a strategy to develop Ringkai Instagram content. From this data, we can later formulate a strategy to develop Instagram content. Then the statistical test result. In the validity test result, the researcher's data is valid because R value of all indicators is above R table. In the reliability test session, Cronbus alpha value of 4 variables is above 0.6, means all variables are reliable. In the normality test session, using the KS method, the value of significant is 0.382, is above 0.05, means all data are normally distributed. And in the multicollinearity test session, tolerance value of all variables is above 0.1 and VIF value is below 10, means there is no multicollinearity. In the heteroscedasticity test session, the significance value of all variables is above 0.05, means there is no heteroscedasticity. And the last one is autocorrelation test. The author's data is based from the requirements, and it means there is no autocorrelation. Then the result of the R-square analysis, the R-square value is 0.531, indicating that informational content, entertainment content, remunerative content, and relational content have an effect of 53.1% on social media engagement behavior. Then, for the hypothesis result session, the first is the partial hypothesis test, and based on the result of each variable is worth less than 0.05, which means that each hypothesis is accepted, and it means each variable has a positive and significant effect on social media engagement behavior. And for the simultaneous hypothesis test, based on the result, when the four variables combine together, they both have a positive effect and significantly increase social media engagement behavior. And the last part is conclusion and business implication. The conclusion is informational content, entertainment content, remunerative content, and relational content have positive relationship and significant influence on social media engagement behavior. Remunerative content has the most significant positive effect than other variables, and these four variables contribute together to social media engagement behavior by 53.01%. And for the business implication are, Ringkai Instagram content strategy execution plan may be utilized to develop integrated methods to successfully engage their audience. As a consequence, this result will provide insight and guidelines to improve Ringkai Instagram marketing performance. A content strategy that engages Ringkai audience is required to win competitive content marketing. Ringkai may also be able to surpass the competition if it continues to produce engaging and up-to-date material that is relevant to current trends in the future. All of these strategies could be implemented by other small healthy snack for kids business in Indonesia to increase their social media engagement rate. Okay, now we are at the end of the presentation. Once again, thanks for your time. I'm open for question and feedback.